congratulations to all of you. Equally, your parents also, and your mentors and teachers, they are also to be congratulated for the hard work that they have put in making you qualify for this exam. Now you must be wondering, by the way, how was your induction program for a month? Now these are things that have been added recently. They need some modifications here and there, but I think so on a larger platform, they are going to be very useful also later on. Might not at this stage be comfortable with a 1 month long program with varied kind of topics that have been given to you, but at a later stage, I think so you would be benefiting from it. Now, today I am going to take the first class on concepts of community medicine. I am Dr. Najam Khalik, working as a professor in the Department of Community Medicine. I did my MD in 1991, and since then I was a senior resident and joined as assistant professor in 92, and here I am nearly 30 years plus in this department. Long time. Now, when you hear the title of the course, Community Medicine, sometimes you might be wondering what it is. And at times people used to ask me, when you go out and meet them, Sir, ये क्या होता है community medicine? Because they are generally familiar with words like surgery, medicine, obs and gynae, ENT, pediatrics, orthopedics, anesthesia, and so on. Pathology also. But to a larger extent now, ever since COVID was declared as a pandemic and it spread to all countries of the world, public health got its importance, which was due for a long time. You can get many words, either you can say community medicine, public health, preventive and social medicine, hygiene, and so on. A lot of words have been used down the years, but finally now most of the medical colleges in India are using the word community medicine. Some are clubbing them out with community medicine and family medicine also, like all All India Institute of Medical Sciences at various cities, they are using this terminology for the subject now. So today I'll be teaching you concepts of community medicine. Now today I'm going to start the first class on concepts of community medicine. And for this class, the objectives will be introduction to the subject and the department. What are the classes and posting schedules that have been arranged for you? What are the different examinations that we are going to have? And how do we proceed with the internship training? Now, one thing I'd like to remind is that being the first class, it won't be easy trying to grasp a lot of things. So just relax and try to understand things Later on, when we get an opportunity, we'll try to repeat these classes if needed also. Now, if you look into the next slides, we have shown you some achievements, and there are only a few diseases that have been eradicated from the world. One of those diseases was smallpox. This was a disease that was claiming a lot of lives, had a very high mortality rate also, lot of disabilities followed after recovery of these patients also. But luckily, this is a disease that has been eradicated from the world. Similarly, we see that now today I am going to start the first class on concepts of community medicine. And for this class, disabilities followed after recovery of these patients also. But luckily, this is a disease that has been eradicated from the world. Similarly, we see that poliomyelitis was very common in large part of the countries in the world. Earlier, it was very fatal also. Then, of course, we developed some vaccines against it. And when you look into the world, now this is a depiction of 1988, an incredible achievement for children, map of the polio endemic countries in 1988. You can see a large part of the world, especially America and Australia, North America and Australia, they have been cleared of polio, and Europe also. And again in 2006, you see that it is only the Indian subcontinent and country like Nigeria where it was. still persisting. Similarly, when you look into the crude death rate for infectious disease of United States, and this is a time period from 1900 to 1996, you see all the parameters there have been reduced to a lot. And at a large number of places, you can see over here that vaccination has been one of the very important contributors for the decline of these diseases. Again, some data for measles, mumps, rubella over the year 1994 to 2004. Again, this is a graph that shows you for cardiovascular diseases how the decline has taken place. Now, what is the definition of health and concept? Health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. And the ability to lead a socially and economically productive life. Now, you see over here that this is a definition by WHO, and it is very important that whenever you have standard definition, each and every word should be in place. Many times it happens when students come for their Viva VOC exams, they a bit nervous, they change the definition. Even though words, it means the same, but you cannot, when the standard definition, you should not change the way it has been defined. So over here, see over here, we are talking about complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease. So just because somebody doesn't have a disease or infirmity doesn't mean that he can be healthy. Mentally also, socially also, you have to be sound. And why all this? Because you can lead a socially and economically productive life. That is why these days we talk about quality of living also. So you will be studying this definition later on in details. Now the specialty deals with the population. It comprises those doctors who try to measure the needs of sick and healthy, who plan and administer the services to meet the needs, and who are engaged in research and teaching in the field. So this is in brief what we are talking about, the specialty, then the public health people who work over here, what are the services that we provide in a nutshell, and of course this is in addition to the research and teaching that goes on in the field. Now the word community medicine, the successor of the terms like hygiene, public health, preventive medicine, social medicine, community health, which came in 1992, all share common ground, that is prevention of diseases and promotion of health. And over the years, actually, you'll see that these terms have been changing, but basically all share a common ground, that is prevention of disease and promotion of health. Now, when we talk about promotion of health, what does promotion of health mean? Suppose you talk about now, what are the successor of the terms to community medicine? Hygiene, public health, preventive medicine, social medicine, and community health. And the common factor among all these is that all share common ground, that is prevention of disease and promotion of health. Now, you might be asking me that, so what is the meaning of prevention of disease and what is the meaning of promotion of health? Promotion of health, a very good example is breastfeeding. You know, breastfeeding is a physiological condition and not a disease. and it is very helpful in the prevention of diseases also. Breastfed babies, they say, are generally more healthier, and the diseases that are common during 0 to 6 months, these diseases are taken care of. That is why I say that breastfeeding is essential. Now, when you talk of prevention of disease, a very classical example is what? The vaccination program, the immunization program that goes on in all countries of the world. Because of these vaccines, we are able to prevent disease. So this is the very basic difference between prevention of disease and promotion of health. Now, when you look into the levels of prevention, primary, secondary, and tertiary, later on, of course, we'll be telling you about all this. And they're classified according to various types. And what are the examples? So, as a student, you should be knowing very well that what are the levels of prevention and what are the example types of primary, secondary, and tertiary prevention, and also examples related to these preventions. Now, when we talk about hygiene, the Greek word hygia, goddess of health. So, hygiene has come from the Greek word hygia, it means the goddess of health. And this hygia represents a woman holding a bowl in hand and serpent drinking from the bowl. This is a very common picture that you see in most of the emblems that are trademarks for doctors also, and other journals also you can see this. And this serpent over here, it testifies the art of healing. The term hygiene was first introduced by Gilder. Now look into public health. Winslow defined as the science and art of preventing disease, prolonging life, and promoting health through organized community efforts. So, what is the definition given by Winslow of public health? The science and art of what? Of preventing disease. See again a common word over here, preventing disease. Then prolonging life. You're trying to see that life is being prolonged, and promoting health. So, the three important part of this definition is prevention of disease, prolonged life, and promotion of health. How? Through organized community efforts. See, the government is not in a position to provide health services that each one will come to your house. They can counsel you, they can give you drugs, but there are so many things in life. For a good, healthy life, you have to take your own decisions based on the national policies or programs or the counseling that has been given to you. And efforts are control of infection, sanitation, health education, and provision of healthcare services. And generally, if you see that if you are able to take charge and see that these important points, control the infection, sanitation, which is a gray area in our country, health education, now people are becoming more aware about health education, and provision of healthcare services. Healthcare services are there, but we do not know actually that how many people are really benefiting for it. Just because you have good doctors around, you have good hospital around, but if the doctors do not attend the services, if the hospitals are not maintained properly, if the instrument or infrastructure they have is not maintained properly, then most probably the health services, they take a long time to come back to normal. So it is something that the community and the health people, they all have to work together for it. A public health also deals with the maintenance and improvement of sanitation, cleanliness, and personal hygiene. These are all very common things that you must be knowing over here. Improvement of sanitation, cleanliness, and personal hygiene. Largely matter of sanitation, like proper disposal of waste, provision of safe water, safe food, and overall safe environment. Now, Now, who are the pioneers in public health? James Lind was a person, told trial for scurvy. Edward Jenner, smallpox vaccination. C.E. Winslow defined public health. William Budd investigated infectious diseases. Robert Koch, understanding of cause or something to do with epidemiology. He's played a big role. So these are all important persons, or you can say pioneers in public health. Another person is Edwin. He led the Anti-Filth Crusade, Great Sanitary Awakening, and the Public Health 1948. John Snow, cause of cholera outbreaks. Louis Pasteur, germ theory of disease in 1973. What is preventive medicine? Art and science of health promotion and disease prevention. Again, you will see a repetition of these words. Earlier, we had seen in hygiene also. We had seen, suppose, in public health also. And by definition, preventive medicine is applied to healthy people. Its primary objective is prevention of disease and promotion of health. Prevention is linked with James Lind and Edward Jenner. Lever and Clark defined general measures of health promotion. So these are some important keywords, like health promotion and disease prevention. So these are important words that you should always remember. Time and again in your Viva Voce, they'll ask you, what is the meaning of health promotion? What is the meaning of disease prevention? Give some examples. Name some important people who have been associated with all this. So it is very important to know the basic parts. Now, what are the preventive measures? Vaccination, nutritional supplement, like vitamin A is given to children. It's a nutritional supplement. Disinfection, insecticide treatment, antibiotics, screening for disease, control of social factors. Now, these are things that we'll teach you later on, because right now we cannot cramp a lot of things into you so that you won't understand all this. And in your childhood also, you must have seen that a lot of vaccines that were given to you also. Supplements are always given by Government of India, whether it's in the form of iron or vitamin A. Disinfection is again done very commonly whenever an epidemic breaks out. Suppose disinfection was very important. Insecticide treatment is again important. Suppose like for disease like the breeding of dengue larvae or for mosquitoes, and used for temporary measure like for rheumatic fever. Breeding for disease, that means lot of many people who do not know whether they have a disease or not. So we generally use very simple measures just to know. Like suppose people are there in a community who do not know whether they have hypertension or not. So you go there, go in the public, measure the blood pressure, take the family history, and then you will see whether they have hypertension or not. Then of course there are certain control of social factors also that are very important. Lot of social factors are prevalent these days, and they are becoming very harmful also. Some social factors are there which are in the form of taboos also, food fads also. So these are things that have to be taken care of. They are very important also. Social medicine is defined as the study of man and his social environment and study of social factors affecting health and disease. So what does it say? The study of man in his social environment and the study of social factors which affect health and disease. What are the social environment that a person is staying, and how do these social factors affect the health and disease? Julius Guerin first used this term, and importance of social factors in the etiology of disease was stressed. Community medicine. branch of medicine which deals with the prevention, preventive, promotive, and curative services through organized community efforts. So here we are covering everything: prevention also, promotion also, and curative services also through organized community efforts. MCI 1992 recommended this term based on the principle prevention is better than cure. Prevention is also simpler than cure, safer than cure, cheaper than cure, and easier than cure. With advent of epidemiology, PSM was replaced by community medicine, defined as the study of health and disease in the population of defined community. Aim is to achieve health for all. There's a person, J.M. Last, who defined community medicine, study of health and disease in a population of a defined community. Goals are to identify health problems and needs, that is community diagnosis, to plan and implement measures, community healthcare services, to evaluate extent of effectiveness, is healthcare evaluation. Now, you must be wondering over here that these are all very difficult terms for you, and today is the first class. So don't get very worried that we have been learning new words and we're not trying to understand. And of course, we pray that classes are held on offline as soon as possible, so that whenever we face the students, you always have the opportunity to ask questions and we interact, and that makes the class more interactive. Monologue teaching is always not an ideal way of teaching, but in those difficult times, of course, we do have to follow this. And the ultimate goal of community medicine: to prevent the disease, promote the health, and to prolong life. Now, these are some of the branches of community medicine: epidemiology, environmental health, rural urban health, communicable disease, non-communicable disease, vital statistics, occupational health, health planning and management. Now, these factors that affect the health of a community. Physical factors like geography, industrial development, community size, environment. Social and cultural factors: beliefs and traditions, social norms, socioeconomic status, economy, politics, religion. Community organization like planned action, enrichment, development, building consensus. Individual behaviors like concerted efforts of many to make a program work, that is herd immunity. Community health responsibilities: prevent epidemics and the spread of disease, protects against environmental hazards, prevents injuries, promotes and encourages healthy behaviors, responds to disasters and assists communities in recovery, assures the quality and accessibility of health services. Now, this is of course a department seminar room where the class is going on for a small batch of 10 students. And this is the classes and posting schedule: semester 1 and 2, semester 3, 4 and 5, semester 6 and 7. Semester 1 and 2 you have lectures, semester 3, 4 and 5 you have lectures, demonstration, clinical and word posting. Semester 6 and 7, lectures, demonstration and medico-social conference. And these are lectures that are held in semester 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 5, and 6 and 7. And what posting first and second? First posting is again bedside clinical cases, family study, diet, immunization, visit to various hospital sections. Second posting is a national health program, visit to health centers and outdoor visits. And this is a scheme of the examinations that you will be having: sessionals, ward leaving 1, ward leaving 2, medico-social conference, terminal, pre-prof and prof. An internship, the rotation between the rural health training center, urban health training center, and also between the community health center, primary health center, and the urban health post. Now, this is a photograph of the Urban Health Center, UHTC. Registered areas are Firdaus Nagar, Nagla Killa, Patwari Nagla, Shahanshahbad. This is the Rural Health Training Center at Java. These are the various OPD blocks that we have over here. Registered villages are Java, Java Sikandarpur, Sumera, Gadia Bhojpur, Tejpur, and Chota Java. And that's all. Thank you so much for bearing with me with this class. And of course, hopefully, someday we'll be teaching you offline. That is a much better way of teaching, I think so. Thank you all very much.